Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the show. It is me, your girl, Labora Lee, aka Cat Lee, and you have now turned into Ambitiously the podcast. Meow, yes, you have turned into Ambitiously the podcast slash everything else. I should change that just to it saying welcome to Ambitiously Entertainment. That way it doesn't trap us in one section of life. Something to consider. Just a note to keep for myself. But I'm saying it to y'all. Today, my friends, today is the wiretap. Today is the day that we dig into these cases and see what's being said and talk about it. Sometimes my partner and I find some humor in this mess that is these court cases sometimes. But basically, today is the day that we get into it, right? Today's case, hold on. Well, I'll do that and then I'll talk about that. Then I'll do the next thing. Today's case that we are covering is the indictment, which involves Big U. If you don't know who Big U is, I will tell you in a few minutes. And amongst many others, some of whom have made appearances on Adam 22's No Jumper. That's a very important thing because that has been a reoccurring statement that I've been making on this podcast, along with other entertainment entities have been making this statement that these certain parties have been made, including Big U, multiple appearances on Adam 22's podcast. So we're going to talk about that today. But before I get into any of that, before, because we got to get into it. Join the conversation. You can do that by calling in, sending a text message, or dropping a comment. If you drop a comment or send a text message, I will be reading that out loud, and your comments will be on the screen. If you call in, know that you will be live on air. If you want to call in or text, the number is 443-551-5963. Again, the number is 443-551-5963. Okay, we've gotten that out the way. If you want to talk to us about anything, and I do mean anything, contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Woo, child, that's a lot to say. Hit that like button. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We need every like, every share, every subscription that we can get. So do that. We appreciate it. And I need you to know that we appreciate it. We're big on that. Big. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com. www.ambitiouslyent.com. Yep, all of that. I got all that out the way. So while we're waiting on my partner and Good to get here, and bless us with his presence, there's a few things I want to say about this case before we get into the jargon of it all, because usually that's what litigations are, is a bunch of jargon, a bunch of them explaining to the court system why these people should either get in trouble or either be sued or what so have you. In this particular case, this is an argument about why these people should be going to prison for basically the rest of their lives. Now, here lately, I'll say maybe like one case has come out of California. The rest, trying to think. For the most part, the rest have been that we've been covered thus far. Trying to think. For the most part, have been located in the New York, right? I'm trying to think if there was any ones that weren't in New York. Trust me, when I remember, I'll let you know. But so far, we've only had one other case coming out of California. We've only had one indictment that has come out of. Thank you, Doc. I'm glad. Thank you. We've only had one indictment, which came out of so far, besides this one, that came. Okay. That came out of New York, which that was the Diddy indictment, which I told y'all May is coming, and I want to be in attendance, but whatever. We had that one indictment, but now we have another indictment, and this indictment is by way of the Central District of California. It's a lot to get into, so we waiting on Doc. But while we waiting on Doc, I'm gonna start, and then when he gets in, then we'll chime in on everything that's going on what he missed or whatever. So this indictment starts with the United States District Court for the Central District of California. If you would like to read along, or you want to read this indictment yourselves, you can always go to our app on our website, and you can get this indictment yourself. I should just put it on. Let me put it on the screen real quick. That'll make that kind of cute a little bit. But you can always go pull the indictment up yourself, or hit me and let me know if you need assistance, and I will assist you in making sure that you get it. But hold on, I'm gonna bring it up because I feel like if we want to do it, at least the first page anyway. I'm not going to go through, have y'all reading each and every part with us, but I will put it on the screen so you know what we're reading, what the indictment looks like. So maybe perhaps even if you bring it up, you can know that you're bringing up the right indictment. Let me get this right. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna make sure y'all good. I'm gonna make sure I got y'all, because that's the whole key to life, is making sure that I got y'all. Well, the key to my life anyway, making sure I got y'all good. But this, like I said, this case was filed in California. Here we go. Hold on. And I put it in there specifically because something told me that I would want to do this. So give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So I can put it on the screen for you. Okay. There we go. We got that in order. Now, let me get this in order, and then we will go from there. Okay. All right. Let me put this on the screen real quick. All right. Here we go. Let me make sure y'all can see. All right. So this is the case we're covering right now. So like I said, it's the United States District Court for the Central District of California. Included, this case was filed on, this indictment was filed on March the 17th of 2025. So this is a new case, so that you know this is it, right? I'm gonna put myself down here for 2 seconds, at least till Doc gets in here anyway. So this is what it says: the United States of America versus Eugene Henley Jr., which would be Big U. That would be Big U. Sylvester Robinson, we'll get into him in a few. Mark Martin, also we'll get into him in a few. Tremaine Ashley Williams, we will get into him as well. Armani, now I'm probably going to say this wrong, but whatever, I'm going to try. Athlesia, Frederick Blanton Jr. and Tiffany Sharika Hines. These are the defendants. Who is the plaintiff? The United States of America. Now, I need you to know that this is a criminal complaint that was made by telephone or other reliable electronic means, which basically means it could be an email or a telephone call, however you want it. That's how they're giving it up, right? Right. Okay. So it reads, either complainant in the case state, which is the state of California. Okay, Doc is in here. State the following is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. In or around the years of 2010 through the present, in the county of Los Angeles, in the Central District of California. I told y'all this indictment is coming out of California. My partner in good has finally joined us, so I will bring him in right now. You ready? Okay. All right. I'm going to bring him in. All right, all right. So, hey, Doc, honey.
Hey, Kat, what's up? What's up? I'm having issues with my lights.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I don't think anybody's worried about that part. I have issues with my lights all the time, and I'm the host of the show, so you'll be all right. Um, Now I need y'all to understand that this is a RICO conspiracy case. Did you were you able to pull it up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So yeah, this is a RICO type case. And y'all know we only pulling out RICO cases anyway. Like when it comes to these indictments, that's usually what they are. Don't ever get it twisted. Hold on, I want to switch my view real quick. Because I hate reading through my email. Okay. But I have it on the screen so that you know this is the case that we're reading. Hold on. I probably should have stuck to the way I had it. Hold on. Let me get it together, y'all. I gotta get out of here. This is annoying. All right, there we go. So let me just bring this over here. 1 second. I should have just stuck to the way I had it, but whatever. We gonna make do. We gonna make do with. I should have just left it in my email and read it from there. But it's cool. It's cool. I got it now. All right. So besides all the other jargon that's on this page, basically that lets you know who the plaintiffs are, where this case is coming from. Like I said, Eugene Henley Jr., so you know it's Big U. Let's break down Big U real quick. So a discussion over the last couple of years have been coming out about the check-in and how you have to check in certain cities when you come to town. Why is that? A lot of people so you won't get robbed or you won't get beat up. Nah, I think it's more of a respect thing. More than anything, you go to somebody's town, you ain't from there, so they'll know the ins and outs of it. I'm going to say pages 2 through 4 is all table of contents. We skipping past that because who's reading all of that? Nobody. Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the cat. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, Big U it's a few people that are like big from certain hoods from certain cities, right? And it would behoove you to reach out to them to let them know you're in town so you could be all right. Yeah, it is for your safety too, but it's just more of a respect thing. Big U happened to be one of them people in LA. Some would say WAC 100 too, but because of WAC 100's behaviors in the latter years, maybe not so much. I mean, I guess you still would want to check in on him too. Because he's a whole different set than what Big U is from. I told y'all Big U is a major person in the rolling 60s Crips in Cali. And so that's just to give you a basic breakdown of who Big U is. I don't want to go too far into it, but you're going to understand it as we go along. But anyway, that's why I said all that so I could say, hi, Doc, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing okay, other than my little hiccup and issues, but I'm doing good. And this is going to be quite interesting because this is the first RICO case we've read, right?
No, because Diddy has a RICO.
Oh, but his case didn't seem like a RICO based on all the other ones we read.
It is a RICO. It don't have to seem like it is.
Okay. I was just saying from my view, because even this case looks different, maybe because it's from the state of California. But even this case,
and I was going to say that's another thing I want to make very clear. Different states have different ways in which they file things. And nothing's going to be the same across the board. That's not how that works. So it looks different, but what Diddy had is a RICO case as well. So this is our second indictment, our second RICO case.
Okay.
Racketeering is racketeering. I don't care what state you are. But this is different because it's California and not New York City.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it looks different. But it's both. This is the second RICO case we've read. Second. Oh, trust me, I keep track of my cases. Girl, don't play about that. I pull them, so I got to keep track of them. So the affidavit, I, Andrew James Rosa, being duly sworn, declare and state as follows. Woo, child, it's starting already. Let's get into it. Ooh, child. So this is the introduction. Hold on, I gotta make this smaller because this is way dumb, too big, like way stupid. So this is what he's stating. He's saying, I am a special agent and essay. I hate that that's say an essay though, because we read so many other cases where we use essay for something else.
Yeah.
I hate that says that in the indictment. I'm with the Federal Bureau of Investigations, which is the FBI. I don't feel like anybody needs me to break down who they are. We should know who they are at this point. And have been so employed since September of 2018. Oh, you a youngin'. Sorry. My bad. He ain't. It's only 2018. He only been employed with them since 2018. Oh, he trying to earn his stripes.
Yeah, it sound like
Man, he only been there since 2018. That was not that long ago. I am currently assigned to the Criminal Enterprise Squad. It's always the enterprises. Of the Orange County Resident Agency of the FBI, where I am tasked with investigating violent violent gangs and organized crime, criminal enterprises. Always the damn enterprises. From March of 2019. So yeah, he's been on this case for a minute. I told you he's trying to earn his stripes. But from March of 2019 through December of 2024, and if he started in September of 2018, that means this is probably one of his first majors.
Yeah, this what 4 months in? 4 months in.
This is one of his first majors. I'm not saying this is his only case, but one of his first major cases, right? It took him that long to put the case together, from 2019 to 2024. When I joined the Orange County Resident Agency, I was assigned to the Los Angeles field office investigating violent gangs and organization criminal enterprise in conjunction with the Los Angeles Metropolitan Task Force on Violent Gangs. I'm not doing all of the listen, you better stop breaking it down like this. I don't like when y'all do this. But anyway, it's a whole bunch of letters, but it's basically the Los Angeles Metropolitan Task Force on Violent Gangs. It's all the abbreviations. I'm not doing that. Not today. We're not doing all the codes in this case either, because I know it's a million of them. A multi-agency federal, state, and local gang task force. My experience as a SA, I hate that. Oh my gosh, how many times I'm gonna have to say that?
Special agent. You know what I mean? They have to do that because they want to shorten the words.
I know why they gotta do it, Doc. You know this is not my first rodeo. I know why they gotta do it. I said I hate it. I didn't say I didn't know why they don't have to do it. I know why. I just don't hate. I hate having to keep saying and it as an SA because we use SA for something else. With the FBI includes, but is not limited to, conducting physical surveillance, executing search and arrest warrants, working with informants. Of course you do. There's a couple of people that have been, okay, whatever. Issuing subpoenas, analyzing pen registration and trace records, interviewing subjects and witnesses, consensually monitored meetings and telephone calls, analyzing financial records, and conducting court-authorized interceptions of a wire communication. Who, child? He was tapping y'all phones.
Wiretap.
Y'all ain't even know it. No pun intended.
For real.
No pun intended. I have received training in the investigation of violation of federal law, including racketeering laws, federal drug enforcement laws, and have personally participated in and assisted with several gang investigations, including racketeering and narcotic conspiracies. Now we can break down all of that because I like to read and then we can break it down just so save us some time. I don't like saying assay because, again, we use the assay, the abbreviation assay, for something totally different, which in the other RICO case that we've already covered, which would be the Diddy one, we use assay for something different. Cuba Gooding Jr. would know what that is. So, we're not slow over here. We know what's going on. We know what's happening. This is a different kind of indictment, though. This indictment is one of like Diddy's was more of a schmactual nature. This one is more of a street nature, which is also the difference in the RICO. But you can, when you get a RICO case, within in essence, what they're saying is you were the head of an organization that broke the law. In essence, a RICO case comes in different forms. We had the mob; they were under the RICO case. Diddy, he's under the RICO, but his is not of a street. Well, I don't know, because he had burnt from allegedly he had narcotic, some pow-pows. He was bang bang shoot him out righty. He had a whole bunch of stuff. But in all fairness, too, in connection to that, because we got a lot of stuff to get through in this case, it's probably a reason. But if you don't mind, my kind sir, could you do the purpose of this affidavit? Because my mouth is dry. That was a lot.
The purpose of this affidavit is made in support of a criminal complaint and arrest warrants for Eugene Henley Jr.
We on 10. I already read all that. You missed this affidavit. Wait a minute. Start over again, because it didn't look like what I was reading. It sounded like what I was reading.
Number 2. This affidavit is made in support of a criminal complaint and arrest warrants for, and they name Big U's name.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, A, Eugene Henley Jr., also known as, AKA, Big U, AKA Unc, AKA Draws, AKA Hannibal, AKA Hannibal Muhammad, AKA Anybody Killer, AKA Dave Austin,
Henley,
Sylvester Robinson, AKA They Robinson, and Mark Martin, AKA Bear Claw Martin, for a violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1962 Delta, racketeering, influence, and corrupt organization conspiracy. RICO. Basically, that's what it is. That's RICO. If y'all didn't know what RICO stands for, that's what it stands for.
And if you saw the picture, I need to pull up. I think I'm gonna take that down and pull up the lineup pictures. Because if you saw
I can keep reading while you do that.
No, I'm not doing that at this moment because I was going to say something. If you see what Bear Claw looks like, he does look like a bear claw. That's what I was getting ready to say, but you can continue reading though.
All right. Tremaine Ashley Williams, aka Lucy Cannon Williams, for a violation.
Loose Cannon. That's his name.
Oh, Loose. My bad. All right. So Loose Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Loose Cannon Williams for a violation of Title 18 United States Code. Basically, it's interference with commerce by robbery.
Now, I'm going to stop you for 1 second. Loose Cannon is one of those people I just spoke of when we started the show who made multiple appearances on Adam 22's show. All right.
I did a low-level research, and I did see videos where he was there. Whack 100 was there.
Yeah, all of them then just been on there, but I just wanted to be, well, not all of the people in this case, but it's certain times that I'm going to come in and say this person was on there. And it wasn't a research thing. I actually watched the episodes. Yes, so I know they were on there. You feel me? Like I watched.
Give me research. I'm not a big fan of Adam 22 personally.
I'm not either. I don't like this show, but I'm going to know who's what. If you do a podcast, I need to know who my competition is, who I'm working. Yeah.
Fair statement. Fair statement.
You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Armani Afelage, aka Manny Afelage, for a violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 2421, transportation of an individual in interstate commerce with intent that the individual engage in prostitution. And
that was the pimp. Go ahead.
Basically. And Frederick Blanton Jr. Blanton and Tiffany Shanrika Hines for a violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 13441, bank fraud. Those boosters, scammers.
That's why it's broken down, and that's why it's a RICO case. All of them played a part in.
Yeah, everything.
Like everybody had like a department, and which is crazy because it's almost like a department store.
Exactly.
Everybody had a department in which they, did certain jobs. We got the pimp, we got the scammers. We got
sad truth. Before I go on to the next part, is that yes, if you got a thing, which if you have an enterprise, you do have to have people that are good at what they do and put them in that position. Just as a criminal thing like this works, you got the person that knows how to work the money. You got the person that knows how to work the client.
If you're from the streets, then you know this, dog. This not a, like and anybody who knows what the RICO cases boil down to, this too. Again, we had the mob. They are a prime example of how those RICO cases go down. Shit, how we had Nicky Barnes. And he had a team of affiliates, and all of them had certain jobs. Like, it's never different in any RICO situation. That's why it's a RICO situation.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, let's keep it moving. So,
right. Oh, you got it.
You can go ahead. You can do it.
All right. So, the facts set forth in this affidavit are based upon my personal observations, my training and experience, and information obtained from various law enforcement personnel and witnesses. This affidavit is intended to show merely that there is sufficient probable cause for the requested complaint and warrants, and does not purport to set forth all of my knowledge or investigation into this matter, unless specifically indicated otherwise. All conversations and statements described in this affidavit are related in substance and in part only. All amounts are approximate, and all dates and times are on or about those indicated. That is a perfectly written intro. I'm sorry, that's how I was trained to do shit.
Now, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, because the same person who, filed this indictment was also on he had to do a news, he had to come on the news and be like, oh, this is why we're doing this. This is how we're doing this. This is what we da. How he speaks on these documents is not how he speaks on the news. I was like, what? Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. His verbiage is a lot better on the indictment than it is on his news conference. But I'm gonna digress on that. I'm just saying, he put this one together. As far as the indictment is concerned, but I'm gonna keep it moving because I want to cover as much as we can. So, part 3: persons, property, and premises to be searched. So they still have things that they want to look at, and things that they have already looked at. This indictment also made in support of warrants to search the following. So they still, this is why they like, all right, judge, this is why we want the warrants. Let me tell you why. The person of Henley, that's Big U, as described in the attachment A1. Listen, this is getting on my last nerve. So they want to search his. I'm guessing when they say the person, I'm thinking like they're talking about his DNA and stuff like that. Because it's a lot. We ain't get there yet, but it's a lot involved in this particular case. But we'll get to that in a little bit. B, a black 2021 Mercedes registered to Mr. Henley and believed to be used by Henley, bearing California license plates. I'm not doing that man's plates. That is just not happening. I'm not doing that. Henley's Mercedes, basically, as described in attachment A2. Henley's residence, I'm not giving out his street address anyway. We'll just say it's in Los Angeles, California. Listen, I know about it. Some of y'all don't know about it, but I do. So we're not giving out no addresses either. Okay, but his address where Henley's Arlington premises, we'll say that. That was in attachment A4. The person of Robinson, as described in A5, his residence, which is in Northridge, California. I will not give out the address. I know better. And they ain't just in Cali. I just want y'all to know that. I mean, well, that set ain't just in Cali. So I know how to move. The person of Martin, as described in attachment A7, Martin's address, everybody address in this indictment. You could just pull up to their house right now, like, oh my gosh. I'm not helping you do that, though. Stay your ass.
I don't think you want to.
Stay your ass in the damn house. Robinson's residence. He live in Cali, Northridge, Cali. Martin. All of these people live in Cali, by the way. So we're just gonna say he live in Cali, they live in Cali, she live in Cali, they all live in Cali. Martin lives in LA. Okay, good. The business of ex-offender fellowship network doing business as developing options and other names. Developing options. Not gonna say what I said, but let's just say the Rolling 60s run that area. In LA, California. Not telling y'all that address either. As described in A9. Listen, a girl know how to move. A girl know how to move. You not get me, because I done gave out y'all addresses. Nope. I don't want no parts of that. Biggie, I don't want no parts of that. The items to be seized from Henley's Mercedes and Henley's residence and other premises are evidence, fruits, and instrumentals of violation of 18 U.S.C. 1969. I promise you, we get ready to skip all the codes because that take up a lot of our time, and I don't have time for it.
No, there's something funny in here though.
Wait, let me finish, because I wasn't finished when I was saying what I was saying. The reason why we're not doing all these codes because this indictment is 107 pages long. I don't want to get stuck in the coding. So that's why we're not going to do all that. But let me finish this and then get to that. So racketeer, influence, and corruption organizations, conspiracy, unlawful debt collection. Then you all kept collecting debts, conspiracy to interference, and attempted interference with commerce by robbery and extortions. Now, what you usually already say, Doc, I wanted to get that out.
Oh, because the fruits. That means to me, reading this, he has some type of fruit. In California, there's a lot of lemon trees and everything. You can have them in your, they're growing in your yard.
That is not the fruits.
I want to make sure. No, because, hey.
That is not the fruits.
I want to make sure, because
the fruits are the fruits.
One part of me.
You know how they say the fruits of your labor?
Yeah, but hold on.
Fruits.
There's a key thing. There's a key part that I want to say, though, and we'll see how it plays out. I haven't read this whole thing. But
I know
if you have a driveway and you park your car up under, do you know that if you have a fruit tree that can drop a leaf on your car, they can trace it back at least to that tree right in front of your house?
Yeah, but that's not what they talk about.
Okay, we'll see. I'm curious now.
That's not. I've read this indictment already because, again, I pulled the indictment. That's not what they're talking about. Okay, Let's go back to the fruits of your labor, the fruits.
They don't put the, and if this is written well, they could put the fruits. But they put fruits.
I just said, what did I just say before we went through all of this? Before I even got to this part, which was his news conference and his. Mm-hmm. So no, you can't say what they gonna say. He know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. Like I'm not adding no things to. I know what he's saying. The fruits, and they not talking about no trees.
And I took it strictly for the word fruits. I didn't see or labor.
Nothing to do with this RICO case.
Okay, no, keep going. I'm curious. Now you got look. I'm curious. That's my part. I'm gonna remember. Like I'm gonna see how this is gonna play out.
All right, but it's not. I read it. It doesn't play out like that. So where was I? Okay. Okay. So We talked about the robbery and extortion. I'm gonna get it back. Trust me, I'll be on it. I'm not doing the codes. Use of a firearm and furtherance of a crime of violence, transportation of individuals in interstate commerce with the intent that the individual engage in the oldest profession, wire fraud, scammers, embezzlement, conversations, and intentional misapplications of funds from organizations receiving federal funds. That would be them PP loans that y'all be out here taking out and stuff. Bank fraud. Oh yeah, they still getting ninjas over PPP loans. They like, oh, the pandemic is over now. They still trying to get y'all. False statement to financial institutions. That would be you telling them that I make this set amount of money and you do not, and getting the PPP loans. Yeah, all of that. Where was I? Okay, we got the prostitutions, we got the false statements. I gotta stretch this out. This is getting my goddamn nerves. All right, there we go. Because that was just like, why? So if you did any of that, you're going to jail. I just need you to know it. It's happening. You're going to jail. So we got the false attempt to evade or defeat income tax evasion. Willful failure to file tax returns, tax evasion. Obstruction of justice, you lied. Henley's subject offenses as described in attachment B1, because this is mad attachments, which is incorporated herein by reference. Now, none of what we just read is their fruit tree. Okay. So, let's move forward. 6. You want me to do it or you got it?
I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the item seized from Robinson's premises, Martin premises are evidence, fruits, and instrumentalities of violations of 18 U.S. United States Code 1962. So I'm just read the brackets.
Yeah,
racketeering influence. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Skip the codes.
All right. Racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations, conspiracy to interfere in interference and attempt to interfere with commerce by robbery and extortion, use of a firearm and furtherance of a crime of violence. Robinson's and Martin's subject offenses, as described in attachment B, which there are always a bunch of attachments, it is incorporated herein by reference.
Okay. So, yeah, because if we keep doing the codes, we're going to be at this forever, and I don't want to be at this forever. That's where we get messed up in a lot of it.
Summarize this whole part and get to the summary?
No, I want to go through. I just don't want to do the codes.
Okay.
And we could do that without doing the codes. The items to be seized from developing options premises are evidence, fruits, instrumentals, or violations. And because it says and instrumentals of violation, that's how I know they're talking about the fruits of their labor, whatever they made from said racketeering. Racketeer, influenced, and corruption, organization, conspiracy, wire fraud, conspiracy to interference, and attempted interference with commerce by extortion, embezzlement, conversations, intentional misapplications of funds from organizations receiving federal funds, PPP loans, bank fraud, false statement of financial institutions, because you got to go to them to get the PPP loans, attempt to evade or defeat income tax, willful failure to file tax returns for said organization, which is crazy in itself, because like y'all, when y'all start these businesses, know that you got to file taxes. And I'm extra heavy on that right now because I am in bookkeeper mode. File your damn taxes already. And stop thinking that you're going to get away. I ain't got to file no taxes. They ain't never going to get. Oh, yes, they are. The IRS does not play about their money. So not only do you got criminal activity, now you got the FBI and the IRS on your ass, dummy. So yeah, I'm sorry. It just made me mad just to think about it. Just file your goddamn taxes already. So that's that. You ain't getting away with it. You take out the PPP loan, that's your ass. And you take out the PPP loan and you not really spending the money the way you're supposed to be spending it, that's your ass. They're coming for you. They're not playing. They want their money. And the way this country is set up right now, yeah, they want their money. They want it bad too. Ooh, they want it bad. So we've already covered the company in which has said it's supposed to be said to be doing all this business, and we got it. A lot of fraud, a lot of embezzlement, a lot of things going on, which is crazy to me, but whatever. So we're going to jump to summary of the investigation now. I just wanted to get all that out the way because in order to understand what's going on in this case, you need to understand those things. It's just the codes you don't need. So, summary of the investigation. In February of 2021, the FBI of Los Angeles Metropolitan Task Force on Violent Gangs, I'm not doing all the abbreviations, launched an investigation into Henley's criminal enterprise, the Big U enterprise. Its association with the Rolling 60s. Told y'all, they got that particular area on lock. Neighborhood Crips street gang, the Rolling 60s, which all of them abbreviations that they just try to make me say, began investigating in August of 2020. The Big U enterprise is like a mafia, mafia-like organization that utilizes Henley's stature and long-standing association with the Rolling 60s. It's so much deeper. And I'll get to that in a minute, but him in the Rolling 60s. And other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals in Los Angeles. The Big U enterprise is led by Henley. Henley is a self-admitted member of the original or an OG or original gangster of the Rolling 60s, a violent criminal street gang with with associated sets in several other states. That's why I said I'm not giving up nobody's. I know better. I know better, and that's some street shit. I'm hood, but I ain't that hood. I'm not crazy. Henley is widely regarded as a leader within the Rolling 60s. All right, I just need to get. I ain't giving up nobody addresses. I ain't said. I did not say it. I don't want no smoke. I ain't got it in me. I'm a civilian at this point in time in my life. Can you do number 9 for me?
Yes. So in the 1980s, Henley rose to a prominent position in the Los Angeles drug and Rolling 60s hierarchies. During these time, Henley also earned a reputation as an enforcer for the Rolling 60s. Some members of the Big U enterprise, also members of the Rolling 60s. Henley is able to lead the Big U enterprise because of his standing as the face of the Rolling 60s for decades and his reputation for violence, including murder. At times,
murder.
Oh, my bad. Including, wait, where was that? At times, the big.
You was at times because I had to stop you at murder.
At times, the Big U enterprise partners with members and associates of the Rolling 60s and also other criminal elements for mutual benefit. But the Big U enterprise is a distinct and independent criminal enterprise engaged in criminal activity. Members and associates of the Big U enterprise are engaged in illegal activities, including extortion, robbery, murder, human trafficking, wire fraud, bank fraud, other financial crimes, obstruction of justice, illegal debt collection, illegal gambling, conspiracy to commit fraud via illegal gambling, and other offenses in furtherance of the Big U enterprise and for the benefit of its members and associates.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, none of this is surprising because it is a gang. And these are the types of things that happen within again. And I said when we started this, what I said was about Big U is that he is one of them OGs that when you come to town, you might want to check it. I didn't say that without knowing. I don't say anything without knowing. Everything I say, I be knowing. Now, how I word it is one thing, but what I know is a whole nother thing. I be knowing. This is why I won't give out the addresses, because I be knowing. I told you that the Rolling 60s is not just located in freaking LA. And you can be touched if you touch the wrong thing. Why would I be giving out people addresses and I know that I can be touched? That's crazy. That's nuts. That's nuts. I think we're going to start right here, but just break down. We're going to sit down and break down a few things at this point, because what do you feel about this, Doc? Like all of the things that you heard about what's going on with Big U and his homies.
No, my honest statement, it makes complete sense. It is an unfortunate reality. On the scale of this, it caught the attention of the federal government because it was a multi-task force that was involved. This happens a lot of times just within state lines, sometimes just within city lines. I mean, out here in Atlanta, they had the whole thing with YSL. That was just a state thing.
That was so bullshit, though. I ain't even adding that because that was bullshit.
But this is the problem. Everything that they're saying here, you can find a group of people that do the same thing. I don't have a private poker game.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but that's still, if you win enough money from me, that's technically an income. You supposed to report that. People don't.
Because my sister works at a casino, so you ain't got, like, I know this, but what I'm saying is, like, fuck the gambling shit, because that's small and minute. That is not what I'm gonna be honest with you. Before we even get into the rest of this case, that is not why they coming for Big U head. It's not because they had the little illegal gambling bullshit. That's just the ad.
But I'm saying
to the shit. What they really are trying to get him for, and I'm telling you this because I kind of, like I said, I don't get into nothing that I don't know about first. It's because there's a schmurder on the line.
Yes.
It's schmurders on the line. It's some it's an extortion of some big name celebrities on the line. Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, a couple other people. This is what it is. But I think with the schmurder,
yeah,
and they want their money back. You done took their money.
Well, if anything, that is the kind of key thing. Because when I said I did a little cursory thing, like I've heard the name before, but I never really know who he was. Because at least he did the part where he wasn't in front of stuff all the time, like Whack 100 is.
The problem was in the latter years he was. He got a podcast called The Check-In.
Yeah, because then also to me, I'm like, oh, there's money over here to talk about some street shit that I know about, but not really saying I did it just to say I know some. Because sadly, people like this shit. People love this shit.
And the problem is too, is not that him just saying some shit that I know about. Everybody knows that Big U did a long stint in prison. So not only do he know about, they know that he's involved, and that's the whole thing too. Like why this? So when they said he was on the run, he wasn't on the run. He was just out and about, and they just hadn't gotten to his ass yet. But the reason why they would say that is because he already did a long bid in prison. You feel me? Then now you did that, and Loose Cannon and the other nigga Brick Baby, he coming up soon too. Sat on No Jumper and talked about some things that he allegedly had them do. It's going to come up in this case too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That is the whole thing about it. Makes sense to me. I'm doing the thing where I'm saying, like, I get how this is, but I could take this to the mom, not mom and pop, but I could do a neighborhood thing. I can name somebody growing up that I could put, oh, you did this, and y'all know each other. That's still a RICO in a sense. True indeed. It didn't make it past like our little local county police
in
department.
These cases, you could say that, and that would kind of be like, you could, You can hang with somebody and go to prison.
Yes.
Like, even if it's hearsay. The problem is that these dudes sat on a podcast, said the things that they did, and these things are traceable.
And
that's why they're here right now.
Yes, and the problem with that is the world we live in right now. There is some value to some people to be able to say, this is how real I am. Oh, I can't say no names though, but this is how real I am.
And like I told y'all, stop blaming Vlad, stop blaming Adam 22. They just pay for them.
They go up there on their own. And
yeah, they just pay for them ninjas. They just pay for them ninjas to be there. But the conversations that these ninjas is having, it's one specific conversation that Loose Cannon and Brick Baby had on No Jumper together, talking about one nigga talking about Big U extorting the other nigga. They talking about things that Big U made them do. You feel me? They didn't have to go in there and talk about that, but they did.
Ask yourself why.
Because they stupid. That's why. These niggas ain't wrapped too tight. They got paid. They got on there. They thought they was hard. They thought they was looking good by saying the shit. And now they're locked up too. Because it ain't just Big U that got locked up in this shit. They got locked up too. So it ain't like they was trying to just, you know what I mean, get him locked up. No, they thought they was doing some hot shit and they wasn't. Niggas, it ain't rocket science to the street shit. It's really not. Niggas be really dumb as fuck.
All right, look, you know I'm a hip hop head. In the words of Tretch, what Tretch say? I do my dirt all by my lonely.
Yeah, well, they didn't do their dirt all by they lonely. They are part of the gang.
Enterprise.
Not a part of a gang. They are. And if you're part of the gang, the one thing that should be said and understood by all the members of said gang is that you don't run outside and talk about no gang shit. You feel me?
Did they not learn from the mafia? Did they not learn from the... It's always going to be someone. It's always going to be someone, no matter what.
Well, nobody learns from the mafia because that's not black shit. That's why they learn. And a lot of people don't have the historical content of what went on. They know a little bit. They know the John Gotti's. Maybe they don't even know Francesi. It's a lot of people that you might know a little Lucky Luciano, but at the same time, difference is their situations and their situations look different. It wasn't a lot of snitches within the mafia, and there were no podcasts when they was doing their dirt in the mafia. And La Cosa Nostra was real. That meant this thing of ours. Yeah. And if they even got an inkling that you was saying something, you was getting 86. So, the difference between them and them is this. Now we got podcasts. And unfortunately, and I used to say this all the time, but I guess I got to bring that back. Unfortunately, and I'm about to get into my... Oh, shit. I'm still a civilian. I lived the street life once, but I'm a civilian now. I don't do no bad stuff. I'm a mother. I don't break no law, none of that, right? But I once upon a time, a long, long time ago. Okay. But one thing that I used to argue all the time back in the day was, and one thing John Gotti said before they locked his ass up, Sammy the Bull changed all that shit for them. By the way, he out and John Gotti dead. Go figure. But one thing Gotti said before he went to prison was, the mafia is going to be gone one day. The mob is going to be gone one day, right? And y'all going to wish that shit was here. It came back. Why? Because there was order. And gang shit, there's really no order. They think it's order, but it's no order. They think they got some kind of handle on some shit, but they don't really got no handle on that shit. Not the way they had it. And again, now there's podcasts, and they can go sit up on there with each other and talk about the shit and think it's cool. Everybody, Keefy D, why he in prison right now? Because he sat on a podcast, ran his mouth, thinking he was doing some slick shit, and now look where he at. In prison. Ain't even went to trial yet. He just sitting. You feel me? Like, It's different. Although the crimes are the same, it is different. It is way different. Old street niggas, I'm talking about the old motherfuckers that was running the streets in the 20s and the 30s and 40s, maybe even 50s and 60s. It's different than the 2025s, the 2024s. The crimes might have the same label, but they do not look the same. Nothing is the same about nothing they got going on. And by gosh, if the mob was still set up the way it was set up back then, and then you add the podcast to it, them niggas wouldn't have made it far. There's no way they would have been sitting on nobody's set of nothing talking about some street shit. There's no way. That would have never happened. In no way, shape, form, or fashion. I've never been in a gang. I just been in some street shit. That shit didn't play even in the street shit. Because then that would constitute a snitching. You get right, get us locked the fuck up. What is wrong with you? Nicky Barnes and them. Nicky was mad at his man Jazz because Jazz was talking to a man and ain't know they was recording them and shit. Talk about he was trying to wash some money, but then the motherfucking fed got slick and was like, yeah, I bought some, and it was some bullshit. And he was like, oh, you should have hollered at me, whatever. Now he like, you know what I mean? He get everybody locked up. Nicky was mad at him because of that. Now, that's not why his organization went down. His organization kind of sort of went down because of pussy. I'm be honest with you. Nicky was locked up, looking at life. A couple of niggas was fucking his bitches, his wife and his girlfriend. He was all, oh, y'all niggas act like I don't exist no more. And he said it. I wanted to get back at the motherfuckers, and that was my way to get back. Why nobody moving like how I wanted you to move? Well, sir, you were in prison. Wasn't nobody going to move the way you wanted them to move anyway? Because you were in prison. They was outside. I'm just saying. Don't get it twisted. I'm book smart, but I'm very street savvy. And I know what it looked like. So but even with them niggas, he was mad at, and Jazz wasn't smashing his bitches. That's just part of what got him locked up. But one go down, everybody got to go down. But what they wouldn't have done at that particular time, and when they were deep embedded in the streets, was nobody's podcast and talked about that shit. They wouldn't have done that. But niggas got on there thinking they was being slick. Oh, I'm cool. I look like a G. I look like this, that, and the third. Stupid as shit. Adam 22 gets the ratings. Vlad gets the ratings. And guess what y'all get? Prison. Yeah. Prison. That's what y'all get. Fucking prison, you dumbasses. Now, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, Big U, Bear Claw that looked like a bear claw for real. All them niggas sitting in jail right now. All them niggas waiting for the trial. That's the difference. The order is gone. There's no order. It's niggas just running crazy. Everybody think Big U had something to do with Nip not being here no more. They think he had something to do with the nigga Holder who hit Nip up. He gave the order, but the problem is none of them niggas is really loyal. And then the other thing is too, the younger crowd. Let me see how to word this properly. When it comes to the younger crowd, everybody wants to show and prove that they got more muscle or hold more weight or are way more important than the OGs. So the code is not there anymore either. Ain't nobody worried about the OGs, so they go out there and say, and then their dumbasses, the problem with them was they started talking about what this ninja was making them do, not understanding that. Not only are you incriminating him, but you're incriminating your stupid ass self. Stupid ass. You thought you was doing something. Well, Big U made us, but guess what? You did it. So it ain't even guilt by association. He associated with it. Y'all guilty of it because y'all did it. So if he made you go outside and pull the trigger He told you to do it, but your dumb ass ain't had to go do it.
You gonna jump off a
You did
bridge?
it. You did it. I don't want to put my people's business out here, but I wish they would come on the show because they would break down a whole bunch of shit too. And the reason why they would break it down is because they come from the inside, you know what I mean, of the criminal world. But I don't want anybody to be talking about old shit. But yeah, this not some shit. I'm personally, this not just some shit. I'm talking because I'm smarter and I'm a genius, low key, and I can pull these cases. But this is some shit I'm talking about from experience of knowing some hood shit, some street shit, and what it looked like, and being deeply embedded in it. Again, I'm a civilian. I don't break no laws. I don't do nothing stupid these days. I'm just a mom. But before I became a mom, I did some shit. Even before I tried to settle down in my wifely duties, I was doing some because I was kind of doing shit while I was still a wife too. But Kat had a whole nother life. Just know that. And Kat knows some real OGs that's embedded, that did stints in prison. They ain't just talking about it like they outside this. Oh well, this is what. No, they were in it. Cat knows some shit, so it is what it is. I'm speaking from firsthand experience and also things I've been a girlfriend of men who went to and did bits in prison. You know, I've been that, so I know what it looked like. My dumb ass, I shouldn't have never did that. I should have just, you know what? I should tell every man. Well, now at this point, you already know that shit, but back then I should have been like, you know what? I'm not doing this prison shit. I'm not coming to see your ass. I'm not doing none of that, but I was in love, so I was like, okay, I'll come see you. I'll catch the bus. I'll come see you. Hang on the glass. Stupid shit. Yeah, I did that shit for real in real life. That's why that Harley shit be funny because I'll be thinking about it sometimes. Like, yo, I'm saying it as if it's just a joke. I really did that shit. I was stupid as fuck. Dumb as fuck. I got locked up. I need you to come see me. I need you to send me some commissary. I need you to put some money on the phone so I could call you. And my dumb ass did it. So there's levels of my understanding of what's going on. So I said, I know what's going on. And when they talk about the fruits, they ain't talking about no goddamn fruit trees. Okay. At all. Okay. They are not talking about no goddamn trees. They are talking about the fruits of your labor. Well, it wouldn't be labor because you don't really work as hard when you're a criminal. Unless you got some bad shit. But you don't work as hard as a criminal. But in legal terminology, they're never talking about a fruit tree. Not when it comes to no RICO tree.
Then I would have been fruits of the enterprise. Then they left to me. You just put that one word there.
Everybody don't word things the same way. So how you would have worded it is not how somebody else would word it. And then you got to remember, for each case, there are different attorneys.
Yeah.
And each attorney has their own way of speaking.
And
each
with
prosecutor
that said, I'm a person on the jury and I see fruits, I'm like,
but they not going to be reading. The person on the jury is not reading this. They just sitting there listening. And when he gets in the courtroom,
he's still going to say the same thing. I'm like, fruits of what?
No, you're not going to say the same thing when you're in court. No, you're not. And that's if they take it to a jury trial. They got options.
That part is true too.
They just go straight to the judge. They don't have to take it to the jury. But when you're presenting the case to a judge of why this case should be happening or grand jury, they not reading this. They're sitting down. They might take bits and pieces from it, but they are presenting it to them in person. And then on top of that, and that would be because you would not get picked for this jury. It depends on what side. Because if it's Big U side, they're gonna be like, hell yeah, we got him because he think it's a fruit tree. But on the other side, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? No, we're not picking him because both sides get to pick the jury.
True, yeah. But so I know too much. Like, no, this happens day to day. It just matters what scale you did it on. How bad did you get caught? How bad did you fuck up? Oh wait, you killed somebody. You fucked up big. You fucked up bad. I'm sorry.
No, what they're gonna say is they're gonna pick little shit like this, like what you just said, and see, okay, that might influence how this case goes. You know why Young Thug is on probation right now? Because the dumbass is in the jury too. It's not only the dumbass prosecution, God rest their soul, because they just did not present a fucking well put together case. And then they had to change judges a couple of the times, because that was some more other shit. One judge actually had a meeting with one of the witnesses in the prosecution and did not tell.
No, but there's so much behind that, the way it operates in a sense of, but
I'm telling you what happened with that shit. They had a meeting, did not tell Doug's lawyer. You can't do that.
Correct.
Well, he got recused from the case. Then they moved in another judge. That's what happened there. But the point is, on both sides, they get to choose what jury members make it into the jury box, right? And if they feel like you can help their case, like thinking anything with this case has to do with a fruit tree, on one side they're gonna be like, hell yeah, we want him. On the other side, they're gonna be like, fuck no, he gonna help us lose this case. You know what I'm saying? That's how that goes. But
and on the other side, I'd be like, nah, I know people that steal money all the time about shit.
But listen, this, at the end of the day, when it comes down to a case of this magnitude, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the actual fruit.
Okay. All right. I'm rocking with you. Look, and even if it doesn't, all I'm saying is me reading this, I'm like, it's either fruits of the labor of what? The enterprise, yourself, or whatnot. But then, no, because I've seen it usually like around murder cases, which this kind of involves
involved in the case. That's the fruits.
But what I'm saying is, and this is written well, but you didn't give a pre-claimer to what this fruit of it is. And
because they don't have to, because they're going to give it later, like extortion, robbery, human trafficking.
I'm waiting to see them how they're going to tie back in.
Listen, that's the fruits. Illegal activities, including extortion, robbery, murder, human trafficking, wire fraud, bank fraud. That is them giving the explanation right there. Well, I gotta go to all the words that's in this case. I gotta be specific about fruit.
Yes, because you didn't give any definition, and you put it in the beginning of the case. That one thing was written extremely weird to me.
Hold on, you got 100 pages of a case where you go and get into it and get into it and get into it and get into it. Why am I focused on one little word?
Then don't put it in there.
7 pages of the case.
Because I'm explaining this because if you write something like this, you have to be extremely detailed. Most of everything was extremely detailed. But when you put this one word out of context of anything else without explaining the word before you put the word, then it makes it stand out. And me as a person who I know what words mean and I look at words. You didn't give a fruit of what? You just said fruits.
They did. That's when you wanted it. Because they did. I just explained all the fruits.
No, they didn't. If you go back, they just put fruits. And it doesn't have a precursor or a postcursor.
This is a RICO case, right? Let me ask you this. You know that this is a RICO case, right? So what would be the fruits? Any money, any monetary gain occurred by any of the criminal. You don't need that one word out of 107 pages to be broken. That one word. Word.
Yes.
That one word.
Then
that doesn't make the case. That doesn't kill the case. That doesn't make the case. It doesn't do anything
everything that would happen.
Because it's a RICO case. We know what they did. We know what they got from it.
We know that word. Then that's a word that was pointless to put in there.
Listen, you can't tell attorneys what the hell they supposed to put in the case.
No, and I can't. But I'm just saying, when I read this, I was like, that stood out. Because it didn't give a definition of or before or precursor to or postcursor to. It was just one word that you put in. And it was between 2 commas. I'm like,
but weird. It gave you everything afterwards. It's going to get to it.
That's don't put that word in. Because if you give me everything afterwards, then you don't have to put a encapsulated word.
You're trying to add the fluff. You can't just get down to, well, this
the word fruit is a fluff then if you give me everything after.
Doc, how many cases we read where some words in there? It's like, but why would that be in the case? But it's fluff. We know it's fluff. We done read one too many cases for us to be focusing on some
all right.
fruit.
But in case of that word, in this case, to me, is a completely fluff word. Then, if you're gonna tell me everything what they do, give me each example. Then don't put that word in there. Just give me what they did.
Nah, that's not how lawyers work.
but that's not. I hate that we're going down on this, but that's the whole thing. That like, no,
that's
it's a no.
How lawyers work.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure in a million cases across America, there's one word that probably like, why is that in there? But we're gonna keep it moving because we know what happened.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm the person that be like, why is this in here?
And we got it.
Moving, then don't put that in there. Just keep
you said
moving.
that I gave you what the fruits meant, though.
I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to beat this to death, but I don't think that word should be in there.
Well, talk to the attorney. Talk to the attorney that filed it. He did it. His information is on this document too. You could call him just like you could call.
I'm not big you. I'm not part of the.
Listen, you could call him just like you could call him just like you could call Busby. You could call him like you could call Blackbird. Information is that. Now you ask him why he put the word fruit in there.
And me being a civilian, also, it is of zero importance to me. It's just that we're reading this, and I'm like, that stood out to me because I'm like.
But it's something that you made an argument of because you're still arguing it, and it's
yes, because it stood out to me. That's the point. It's like,
out of all the things, how about it's bank fraud, extortion, robbery, murder, human trafficking, and we focus on the word fruits?
Because all that was clear. It's precise. It's direct.
We're focused on the words fruit instead of the important in there. Instead of the important shit that we going through.
No, that's important. So why put that word? That's my point.
Why are you so fucking focused on the word? That's the real question.
It doesn't, because it's not important. But then, like, why is it there then? Why is it there?
Get to the meat and potatoes of the case, not that fucking
meat and potatoes, not fruit. Meat and potatoes. Thank you.
No, I'm not proving
out of there. Get that word out of there.
Prove nothing saying thank you. You didn't prove a goddamn thing. All you proved was you went through a whole bunch of bullshit about one word when all of the shit that is in the case is sitting right in front of you.
Then don't put that word. If it's all the case sitting right in front of me,
he can put what he want to put in the case.
No, you can't.
He's an attorney. Are you an attorney? Do you work for the FBI? Are you the special agent?
No.
Did you submit the damn case? No, you did not. Talk to him about why you put that in there.
Because I'm a person that's reading this, and I can.
Talk to him about why he put that in there.
I don't. But
you won't. So
but I know we killing it.
Let me stop you right there. You won't. So this shouldn't be an argument on my show.
It's not.
It is because you're still going. But you.
Oh, well, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're still going about that. I shouldn't be no argument on it. I don't give a fuck if he put fruit, oranges, fucking bananas, fucking papayas. He can put whatever he want in there. That's how he wrote the case. I can't change that. And it don't hinder nothing about what I understand from this case.
Okay.
It don't stop me. It doesn't stop my understanding. That's my point. I mean, this is just like, nah. Fucking fruits. I know he's talking about the fruits of labor, which is the fruit of the streets, the money that they got from the streets. That breaks that down. And that's that. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth over the goddamn fruit. That's some bullshit and a waste of time. I refuse. But anyway, it is now time for me to get to the love. I need to give you love. If you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, greatly appreciate it. I need you to know that with all of my heart. I need you to know that that's called live love. And if you replay it later, if you decide to, that's called replay love. But it is time for me to get to the love notes because these people are loyal and dedicated and show so much love. And I greatly appreciate that. Let me set myself out right. I greatly appreciate that every time I see it, man. The come up is real. It took a while, but it's happening. So it is what it is. first, let me get this off the screen first, because let's remove that. Let's get him off the screen too, because he don't laugh. But okay, everything's off the screen, man. Anyway, love notes. How do we come to the name love notes? Well, I used to call it love. Doc used to call it show notes. I was never calling it that. It's never was gonna happen. We used to bicker back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, we came to the conclusion that there is no love without compromise, and now we call it love notes. This is all love. It's all love, and we're gonna leave it at that because I don't plan on changing it from love notes. I think that's a fitting name. It's amazing. Doc used to also say that I had a stack of papers the size of a composition notebook. I did not, but it was a lot of papers. In all fairness, it was a lot of papers, but it was a lot of cities, states, countries, and territories on those papers, and that's why I had those papers. But we don't do that anymore. And plus, we shorten the load. Now we only do countries, and now it's time for the love. I love you guys so much. Shout out to the top 6: the United States, the United Kingdom, India, China, Canada, Belgium, and Brussels. Hi, babies. Thank you for the love. I love the support. Thank you so much. And I love the dedication. I appreciate you guys so much. Russia, Indonesia, Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Turkey, Switzerland, Germany, Mexico, Austria, Philippines, and Kenya. Hi, babies. Thank you for the love. Thank you. Pakistan, Romania, South Africa, Nigeria, Brazil, Netherlands, Singapore, Spain, Ireland, and Nepal. I love you all. Thank you for the love and the support. Thank you. Mauritius, Israel, Hong Kong, Poland, France, Poland, Tunisia, Venezuela, baby, the Czech Republic, Portugal, and Morocco. Hi, booze. I love you too. Thank you for the love. Ghana, Finland, Cameroon, Lithuania, Sweden, Bangladesh, and Latvia. Hi, honeys. Thank you for the love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ooh, thank you. Wait, I need to sleep. Hungary, Greece, Denmark, Jamaica, Slovakia, Ukraine, and Peru. Hi, booze. I love you too. Thank you. And I think Hungary, Greece, and last but not least, Italy. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the love, support. I do. Thank you so much for your love and support. That means a lot to me. We're about to get back to Doc has said real quick. Doc has said, top flight, catch the vibes when criminal grow fruit. You harvest a RICO case. I'm just saying. And see how that slides together? Still make all the sense. Just saying that makes the sense. Yeah, you get the fruits of your labor. Worldwide, let's keep it simple. Street business podcast and pillow talking with the FBI. So yeah, that's basically why this is happening right now. Everybody wanted to be tough. Everybody wanted to run their mouth. And in the street, you can't do that. If you want to be out here doing shit, let me get this off the screen. I think I can remove that. Stop screen. Okay, yeah, because it was looking crazy. If you want to be out here doing that, you got to know that there's some shit that come with this shit. And it ain't all cut and dry. It ain't always going to be what you think it's going to be. And I watched a video today. Let me bring that back in. I watched a video today, which was crazy. And I'll break this down. So a young man and his friend obviously went out there because, what the hell? Wait a minute, let me fix this. Because there we go. Went out there to these streets, hit somebody. I think they took the person's life. I'm not, don't quote me on that. It's not a quotable. But his grandmother had to come in and talk to him. And basically she said, it's nothing really I could do at this point. Like, it is what it is. I told them what I could tell them. Like, I picked y'all up, but I don't know nothing. And then even when I did pick y'all up, I told y'all I didn't want to know y'all business. So really, now it's out of my hands. There's nothing I could do. It's just what it is. And with that being said, the reason why I brought that up was this. The streets are the streets, and I don't care how you try to slice it and dice it and make it fancy that shit up. It's just the streets. And when it comes to the streets, you run the risk of taking your black ass to jail if you break the law. You run the risk. And not only do you run the risk, you also run the risk of going to jail, but maybe losing, like, for the rest of your life. Losing your whole life. At this point, Big U, if they find him guilty of these charges, now remember, this is just the indictment. He hasn't gone to trial yet. But he's already a convicted felon. So if they find him guilty of this shit, he's never coming home. He's done. Kaput. Finito. Under the prison. Because they wanted him anyway. And then you took their money. And the government don't play that shit. Don't take my money. Or don't take our money. That's supposed to be your money, but it's our money. You don't do that. They're going to get you one way or the other. So it's either tax evasion or the other shit. Or everything combined together, because all the departments are now working with each other. Like, hey, you got them on that? Don't worry. We got them on this over here. Yeah, that's how that shit works. That's that street shit. That street and doctrine. And everybody, some people know, some people think they know. Like, but once you get involved in that type shit, it's your ass if you get caught. And depending on how bad the crime is depending on how long you got in prison. And in his case, a long ass time in prison. It's happening. And I just feel like they're going to get him anyway. They don't play. It's the feds. We keep saying this over and over again. Their fucking ratings are immaculate. If they coming to get you, then that means they have something that they can get you on.
Yes.
So they're going to get you. And in his case, he been in these streets. He been one of the big head honchos in the gang. Why the fuck you think you got to check in with him? I'm just saying. The fuck? You don't check in with somebody who's a low-ranking member. The fuck? Anyway, because the low-ranking member got to drive you to the high-ranking member. For your information, this is why Loose Cannon and Brick Baby was over there. Big U made us. Big U made, because they were underlings. They weren't. And I can't say use common sense because the street shit ain't really necessarily always common sense. I'ma just say, look at the hierarchy. Why Big U ain't talk about, that's one thing I can say. I'm gonna say this too before I get to the other shit. One thing I can say about Big U, he was very careful about the things that he said. Now, when it came to him and Whack 100, not necessarily. And the crazy part about them is like they get on like a podcast and they be cool, but really it's a deeper thing between the two of them. And now what they trying to say is that Big U, Whack is kind of, I'm not saying that about Whack. I don't want no problems with them either, because they go around the world, around the United States too. I don't want no problems, but alleged, I'm not saying that this is what they said. This is what they had said. So they had said, I didn't say it, they had said it. There is a possibility that Big U is working with them boys. And we ain't talking about the rolling 360s. The rolling 60s. Them boys that filed this case. Allegedly. I didn't say it. They said it. Some people that be talking. I didn't say it. Just like I ain't give out nobody address. I did not say this shit. I need this to be clear. I come to town, I'm checking in. With necessary parties that be. I'm going to check in. I ain't no punk bitch either. I'm just going to check in because I know how these streets go. The fuck? Doc has said hit that like button and tune in live show, radio show, and get the app. You should. This case is on that app right now. I'm just saying. And I didn't say nothing. I'm just saying what they had said. I didn't say it. Okay? Just need that to be very clear. I didn't say it. They had said it. So there's a lot of shit tied into this case. We got more to read, but I also say It hasn't even gone to trial yet. We didn't even get there yet. First, they had to get his ass so they could lock him up. And they didn't even go find him. He turned himself in. Once they said he was on the run, he like, hey, what? I'm not on the run. I was just out and about. He turned himself in. Big U did. Them other niggas, they picked him up. But he turned.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh, can I finish?
Yeah.
Thank you. He turned himself in though. Them other ones, they definitely got picked up. It's more than just the people that is listed on this indictment. It's like 12 people, so that you know. And they will come up in this case gradually. You'll see. Now you can say what you needed to say.
The thing is, like, it's kind of interesting. Like, so he turned himself in. That would lead to speculation that he possibly was trying to work out what's going to happen, how's this going to proceed, what's going to go. If the other rumor that you stated was that he is working with the peoples. So
what? He turned himself in because they say he was on the run. That's why he turned himself in. Because we got to put all the pieces together. The day before, no, not even the day before, the day this indictment dropped, they said that he was on a run and that it was a warrant for his arrest. The next day, he turned himself in. So that's why he turned himself in. Nothing to do with the informants, just because who want to run around with a warrant on their head?
Nobody. So
right.
If you got to make a phone call to say, hey, if I have information about something or whatever, I'm going to come in, but this is how I would like it to work. Is that fair for y'all? And then they the government, they the FBI, they the task force, they can decide, especially because, they want you to come in regardless. There's always going to be a deal made no matter what, even when it's the lawyer, the FBI, the task force. People work behind the scenes. A system is nothing that you just get to go through. If you know somebody to know somebody, there's always an advantage in that situation, period.
The only thing about this was it wasn't nothing to be worked out. David, you turn your black ass in. Or we will find you. That's how that shit literally went. Like, literally. And again, I don't want to go to the prison period, but I would rather turn myself in versus them coming to get me, because that adds charges actually.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he did that. That had nothing to do with the informants. That's why he did that, because they issued a warrant for his arrest. And by this time, Loose Cannon was already locked up. Brick Baby was already locked up. Bear Claw was already locked. Like, everybody he was the only one that wasn't locked up. So the best thing for you to do, he didn't get to negotiate even. He's sitting in jail. He don't got no bail. He just had to turn himself in.
All right.
He don't have no bail. He ain't worked nothing out in his favor, nothing. He just turned himself in, which was smart. But he know, because this is not his first rodeo. This is not the first time this has happened to this man. I said he did a bid in prison. A bid is more than 8 years. He did that already, so he know what this look like. He's not his first federal indictment. He knows what it looks like. He been a part of the rolling 60s for a long, long time. And been in prison for some crazy stuff. Unfortunate part, though, I thought about this, and it shouldn't hold no bearing on him, but one of the murder cases that they trying to involve in all of this, they said it took place in Vegas, happened to be his son's friend. They played, like, the little league football and all that shit together. His son is now in the NFL. And so how does that look on his behalf? That's my question. But not so much of how I know what happened. I watched this shit play out. And I'm very detail oriented, and I paid a lot of attention to a lot of shit. Yeah. Indictment dropped. Next day he turned himself in because it was a warrant out for his arrest. So that's what it is. And then next thing, you want to keep a black man down? You want to keep a black man? No, they just want to get your black ass. It's not simple. They just want to get your black ass. Now, will I agree that sometimes they do try to keep the black man down? Yes. But in this case, so okay, whatever. Anyway, child, street shit. That's why I don't do that kind of stuff no more. That's why I'm a civilian and I walk a different kind of life. That's why I ain't in the streets. I live in suburbia and I stay out of that street shit because I ain't got nothing to do with me. I am a civilian, a law-abiding citizen. Leave me out. Nope. I ain't got nobody coming on my show talking about how they broke the law. No, if anything, I'm reading a case. Nope. I don't want no parts of that. Because I know where that shit lead. I know why it should lead a lot of people down a crazy situation. And I don't want no parts. I got a lot to lose. All right. Let me say these things real quick. I'm kind of glad that they deleted some shit because it cut down all the shit I had to say. Join the conversation. You can do that by dropping a comment. You could call in or you can text 443-551-5963. 443-551-5963. That's how you do that. If you call in, you live on air. If you send a text, I'm reading it. Oh, let me check. I didn't even check. I'm reading it and all that good stuff. Want to talk to us about anything? Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. Contact at ambitiouslyent.com. I have permission for any music video that I've ever played on this podcast, so I don't take requests. I don't do it. I don't. And plus my DJs I got already, so you just need to chill out, catch this vibe, pour something, roll something, smoke something, sip something, but leave him the fuck alone. Thank you very much. Join our coffee community so we can have salacious, titillating, and taboo conversations. And also, so I can cuss whenever the fuck I feel like it, because I get tired of this censorship shit. I don't want to be censored. I want to be free. Join our coffee community. Check out our website, www.ambitiouslyent.com, www.ambitiouslyent.com. And big shout out to our DJ. Go DJ. That's my DJ. Go DJ. That's my yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to Rukazi, and let us know how you feel about the mixes when we do play them every Friday at 9:30. It's called Fire Friday. Make sure you check it. And that's that. Listen, I don't want nobody to feel no kind of way because I'm always going to be opinionated. You feel me? And I expect anybody that rocks with the show should also have an opinion too. I'm also going to state the shit that I know. You feel me? And I'm also going to let it always be known that I'm not slow nor stupid. I can't be for me to put all this shit together to make it run how it runs. You feel me? But don't take it personal. Don't think that when you come here that you can't state your opinion, but just know that, yeah, you're going to state your opinion, but I'm going to state mine obviously also. You feel me? Because it is my show. I mean, it's our show, but it's my show. But opinion is always needed. Everybody has their own opinions and everybody wants to see things differently. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? And just know that you gotta put on your big boy or big girl joy. Well, let me reverse that. Big girl. Oh, no, because I'm not a big girl. I mean, I'm a big girl, but I'm not a big girl. I don't know how to put that, but you got to put on your grown people drawers. How about that? That sounds a little bit better. Because you're like a big girl drawer. Well, I'm not a big girl, but you grown people drawers, and know that when you come here, that's what it is. You feel me? This is why I don't want to be censored, because I'm going to speak my mind all the time. And I'm never going to be, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want nobody to come over here and not be able to do that too. But know that there's always going to be a debate. I'm a debater. I am. Might be I should have probably because that was too much school. That's why I didn't do that. And my godmother's a lawyer. She's a prosecutor. Damn it. But it was just too much school. And I ain't had time for that shit. And then look, I'm still being educated slowly and surely every day. This crazy shit. It was too much school back then. Put it like that. Now I'm like, oh, okay, I can deal. But back then it was too much. Like, you want me to go to college for 4 years, and then I got to go to law school, then I got to pass the bar exam, and then no, that's too much. I can't do it. I can't. So I didn't. But I should probably have gone to school for law. There's a lot of things I should have went to school for, but law was probably one of those things as well. But it happens. It is what it is. Don't take it personal, but if I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I do. You feel me? Probably why I started this show, because I am going to debate. But don't take it personal. So don't be afraid to come on here either and give your opinion. Not us, because we do this anyway, but y'all. Don't be afraid to call in. Don't be afraid to drop a comment. I'm not going to tell you can't say what or speak your mind or feel how you feel, but I'm going to get my point across also, always. And especially because whatever, I ain't even got to say all that shit. But yeah, it's going to be what it's going to be. Now it's time for me to say the things that I need to say, because I really do need to get out of me. And Doc need to get out of here too, because he got something he need to do, because we do it every Wednesday.
Trash.
Every Wednesday. And the crazy part is he live in one state and I live in another state, but the day is still the same day. Craziness. But anyway, so let me get this out the way, because I do have to do that and then get my child ready for school. Mind your business except on Media Mondays, where I tell everybody's business. Everybody's business. I do. I'm nosy as fuck. I am as fuck. So yeah, I be telling people's business because I want y'all to be nosy with me. It's fine. Tap in. I try not to tell other people's business. Sometimes it happens though. I need to know who cooked that. The wiretap, for sure, I'm telling you, if you have a court case, I'm not telling no addresses, though. I'm not doing that. I'm scared. But I'm definitely going to tell your business if you have a court case and it's high profile and you are a foul, depraved, heinous, sinister, nasty, idiot, stupid ass. Doc, take it away. I'm running out of words.
Disgusting, foul, nauseating, a degenerate, you're corrupt, perverted, wicked, you're immoral, you are desolate.
Let me find out you got a list. Go ahead. Huh? So let me find out you got a list over there. Go ahead.
No, I don't do it all off the top of my head all the time. There's keywords that I always try to say, like, oh no, this is always a good one.
All right, go ahead.
Your favorite one that you never say anymore that I always remember is about diabolical, and my favorite one is insidious.
Yeah, I keep forgetting diabolical lately. I don't know, because this shit kind of is diabolical.
But there were certain ones that I'm like, no, these are good ones that I said before. I'm like, no, I need to write it down. But then, no, when I get to the end is always easy. The end is diabolical, and then
yeah. But I don't know why I keep forgetting diabolical, because that's my favorite word. You feel me? In this case, it's diabolical if it's true. You feel me? So that should have been the first thing I said. This is diabolical. But yeah, if you any of those things, for sure, for certain, yeah, we reading your case. And I can pull a case, which 95% of the time, yeah, I can pull your case. Because I get what I want. Yeah, we reading it. Wet and Wire is more of our business, but we don't do those that often anymore because these cases take forever. Cattails coming soon. Be patient. Just a lot of shit happened in between November, even up until now. So just bear with me. It's gonna happen. Not on your time though, on my time, because I'm a busy girl. Got a lot of things going on. But yeah, other than that, mind your business. Mind your business. Oh, for cattails, yeah, I might tell a story and it might sound familiar to you, but I wouldn't recommend that you open your mouth about anything, because then they're gonna know it's you. Just don't open your mouth about. Shut up, and then they won't know it's you. You come in and you leave a comment or you say something about it, then they know it's you, and then that's your fault, not mine. Okay. Love your babies, hug your babies, tell your babies that they adore your babies, embrace your babies, give your baby some love. Shit, you fucking idiot. Like, know they're kids, and sometimes they get on your nerves, but the love should never be a question. And them being the GOAT, the greatest of all times, is never a question. All children are, even if you're an asshole. Not them, you. Tell them babies that they the GOAT, the greatest of all times. They need that encouragement. I said this the other day, and I'm going to say it again. Like, no kid deserves to be yelled at before they go to school. It's not going to help them get a better education because you yelling at them. You know what I mean? You don't have to beat the fuck out your children all the time to get your point across. Sometimes a good, solid, I don't even beat my kid like that. I probably can count on this one hand how many times she got a spanking. And I don't beat her. She got a spanking on her behind, on her hind parts. And that was when she was little. Little. She's 13 now. You don't have to do all of that. Sometimes a good conversation goes a long fucking way. And a conversation, not you just talking at them, but both of y'all gaining understanding. If they want to work for NASA, tell them to be the best astronaut, engineer, receptionist, janitor, secretary, whatever the hell else they do over there at NASA. I don't know. I never worked for NASA. What I do know is you should get yourself a telescope, not the kind that you look through your neighbor's windows, which you perv. I'm collecting those, by the way, still. We could do something with those lenses. We just got to get rid of the scope that you're using to look through your neighbor's window with because you're a pervert. Get you a good one, a girthy one. Little weight, requires a little bit of assembly, some lenses, some beams, some freaking app maybe, perhaps. I don't know. Go to National Geographic. They have good ones. But get yourself a good one and then take your baby outside. And that's the time of year, too, because it's getting warmer. Outside, it's a good time. You can just go out there, look at the sky, maybe discover something, a comet, an asteroid, a meteor, a freaking planet, a planet that they say it was a planet, but now they take it back and say it's not a planet. But I say fuck that because I had to do a solar system project. And, I said it's hard as shit to find a little ball so you can make it Pluto. Pluto is always a planet in my eyes. It's very hard to find that, especially if you live in the inner city. You can find their work faster than you could find the shit that you need to find. What I mean is work narcotic utensils. Anyway, yeah. Now, if by chance you discover a UFO, don't tell me about it right in that instance. If they do not abduct you, wait till tomorrow to tell me. I believe you. I just don't want to parts of that shit. They ain't come to get me too. They can have your black ass. But that's that. And Pluto's still a planet. It is. If they want to work for NASCAR, tell them to be best NASCAR driver, pit boss, pit crew member, commentator. They have engineers over there too, so we're going to throw that in the mountain pot too. I don't know what else they do at NASCAR, but what I do know is they have a need for speed. And at one point in time, they used to love muscle cars, and I will forever love a muscle car, baby. I will. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know that saying, put the pedal to the metal. They weren't talking about the fiberglass bullshit y'all driving right now. They was talking about fucking muscle cars. Step on it. Oh, sorry. My bad. I got happy. Hopefully this weekend I get to see my favorite muscle car. Anyway, that's that. That's that. But whatever the case may be, encourage them babies. They need that love and they need that encouragement. And it's your job as a fucking parent to do that. So do your job. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job. It's your job. Okay, I see you popping YouTube and Twitch. So that's that. The sermon gets deeper. It gets deeper. This is my sermon. Let the church say amen. Listen, you always throw me off because you really be like, amen.
It was funny because it's a trigger. It's a trigger.
It is. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop triggering. I'm lying. I'm probably not gonna stop, but whatever. Stay in your fucking lane, okay? Everybody needs to know this. This is how we become friends and stay friends, right? By you knowing that you should stay in your fucking lane. Your lane is over there. Now, unless I'm hurting, bringing some harm to somebody or some shit like that, which I'm gonna tell you how I actually bring harm, because I don't just go out bringing harm to people. You should just stay in your fucking lane. Didn't ask you for none of your shit. Stay in your fucking lane. Your lane is over there, mine is over here. Saying your shit. And everything is copacetic. Everything is cool. I only got one Harley out this week too. That's a sad, sad thing. But the point is, I got the dog too. She crazy. She be breaking out and all that stuff. She don't stay confined. She said, fuck y'all. Y'all ain't gonna lock me up. Well, she talking to us, but the point is, she said, fuck that shit. Do not break the glass. Do not push the button. It's ugly when you do those things. The gates come up and all that shit. Now you expose yourself to the pride when you had some fortification before you did all that stupid ass shit. You was totally fortified, but you decided to go the opposite route. And then you decided to do that, and now you decide to catch her. For what? Why would you decide that fate? That's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous fate to decide to embark on. That's like crazy. That's like nuts. Don't do that to yourself. Just don't do it. You don't want her. You want her. She's nice, sweet, kind, and cuddly and all that good stuff. Plus, if you get her, you get a 2-for-1. 2-for-1. And you get her. Oh, wait. Not without this. Hold on. Hey, you big purr bitches, and you get her. Oh, sorry, like it's a beat on it or some shit like that. All right. So what usually happens when you get the purr, the meow, then you get the purr. Because if cat is purring, cat is a happy, happy girl. Doesn't always work like that. But I'm gonna tell you what does happen. Hey, you big purr. What usually happens is when you jump into other people's lanes, you get a collision. I don't need that for me. I don't need that for Doc. We don't need that for we. I don't need that for you. We don't need that for we. So just stay in your fucking lane. Everything's cool. I promise you. Just stay over there. Go on back over there. Don't come over here. Yeah, that's that. I'm not going in because he ain't even, he might be in there somewhere. He might have got extorted. That's probably why he sold his Hidden Hills home. This person. Pick and choose your battles wisely. Every battle is not a battle for you to fight. It's not. Some battles you just gotta like, you know what you want. And let it go. Because you can't win them all. Can't win them all. Like in this case, you're not going to win this case. I guess I should mention who you are. Patty Boots, a.k.a. Baby Caligula, a.k.a. Little Caligula, because he got little boots. A.k.a. Drake, you're not going to win, so let it go. Let it go. Get on your outs of shit and let the shit go. Stop trying to get people contracts like that's going to prove some shit. That ain't proving shit. You know why you got that contract? Because you thought that was going to help you come up with a new track. Well, I don't know what the fuck you want this contract for because that proves nothing. It says nothing in his contract about bots, which is essentially what you're arguing happened. Nothing in his contract says anything about bots. Okay, anyway, that's not how I know what record label contract, what record company contracts look like. And they don't say anything about bots. Why would they say that? Because if it goes to the court of law, they know that's illegal. They can't do that. Just like they wouldn't talk about payola, dumbass. You're just doing the most. People get on my nerves. Just doing the most. Doing the most. But you didn't pick and choose your battles wisely. Drop the case already. Let it go. Move on. Some shit you just can't keep fighting. And I don't know why people try. And plus you lied. You lied because you study hip hop. Well, if you study hip hop, these people I'm about to talk about right now, they told you that there was war going on outside and that no man is safe from it. They also said you little boots can run, but you can't high five any streets that we done took. And they said you, baby Caligula, are walking around with your head down, scared to look. I don't know that they necessarily knew they was going to be talking about you in the future, but they talk about you now. And you didn't pay attention to that shit. If you study hip hop, you would know that. Worry about the war, fuck the battle. That's it. Let's worry about that. I'm tired of talking about him. He be getting on my nerves. Every day it's some more shit about him that I'll be learning, and it just annoys me. Be you. Be your organic, original, wonderful, authentic self. Even if they say that they don't like the way that you talk, the way that you walk, or the way that you dress, and even if they tell you that they hate the way you say the word nigga, you can still do it. It's just be mindful of some people out here in the world that just don't like the way you do it. But if that's what you feel like you need to do, then do the shit. Just don't engage in a battle and then turn around and drop a lawsuit. That's crazy. But I digress. What they eat does not make you shit. Unless what they eat or how they eating your ass up in a battle is making you shit. Then that's a whole nother situation. Maybe it does. I don't know. I digress. You can't make everybody happy. You can't make anybody happy for that matter, because happiness starts with that. You can add to that happiness, but you can't make them happy. And some people just are determined to be miserable. And what I'm going to tell you on that tip is let their asses be miserable. I'm not Jordan. I'm not the company you want to keep if you're miserable. I don't want to be your company. And you know misery does love company. You came in this world, I'm rushing past that shit. You came in this world by yourself, you're gonna leave by yourself, even if you are 20. I don't even want to think about having children, period. At all. Not at 45 at all. Listen, you can try with all your might to do all the things that you think is gonna make someone happy or fix the problem or whatever. You're never gonna fix it. You might fix it and then they'll find something else to bitch about. So fuck them. Fuck them. Like, why? Why am I worried about this? I can't live my best life if I'm worried about all the things that you want me to worry about. You worry about those things. You fix it. Because obviously you have the issue, not me. I'm not doing that at all. Not doing it. Do it by yourself. Dream big. Dream so big that your dreams exceed the universe. Yes, I believe in that wholeheartedly. And then after you visualize and realize the dream, keep it sexy, plan, and execute. Because it don't happen by itself. The dream is just not going to make it happen. You have to do shit to make the dream happen. So do that. Focus on that versus everybody else being happy, because you ain't going to win that battle. Remember I said, focus on the war, not winning the battle. I mean, strategy. But anyway, it is time for us to do the things that we need to do, Doc, because they coming in the morning.
Yeah, they do.
They coming.
Right on time.
They don't play. So what I will say is thank you very much for showing up per usual. I just like to say the per part, per usual. We thank you so much, and we love you and adore you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I apologize for being late. I had a couple of hiccups, but no, it's really true though. This is going to be an interesting case to go through. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Mm-hmm. Thank you for having me, always.
No problem. Anytime. Tomorrow is Thursday. We will not be here, but make sure you tune on Friday for the heat, because it's coming. It's happening. I'm probably going to get in there right now and look at my phone, and it's going to say, check your email, because that's how that works. So I will in a minute. But anyway, we love you, adore you, and it's trash day, so we got to get the hell out of here, and it's late, and I got school clothes to get ready. We love you guys so much. We got to go. We got stuff to do, bro.